The US removed Nigeria as a country of particular concern. Now, I want you to watch this video to the end to see if Nigeria is no longer classified as a persecutor state by the US government. A lot of events has happened in the last 2 weeks that shows that Nigeria may have exited that particular list quietly. Number one, in on January 13, 2026, US Africa Command, known as AFRICOM, announced that the Nigerian government, that the US government has been supplied military, has sent military supply to its Nigerian counterparts. The AFRICOM said in its X post, and I quote, he said, the United States Africa Command had announced the delivery of supplies to the Nigerian partners in Abuja. US forces delivered critical military supplies to our Nigerian partners in Abuja. The Africa Command, or AFRICOM, posted on its X, saying that the delivery supports Nigeria's ongoing operation and emphasizing shared security partnership. Now, the reason a lot of people, experts, are believing that US has secretly removed Nigeria from the list of a country of particular concern is because any country on that list, the US ceases to engage that country in terms of military aid, in terms of military training, and other helps to combat insecurity in the country. Now we know that the US, according to AFRICOM, has sent military supplies to Nigerian army or Nigerian military. Then, following that particular supply was an announcement of about $413 million vote from the US Congress to help Nigeria's ongoing fight against insurgency, terrorism in the country. Now, one of the disadvantage of being classified as a country of particular concern by the US is that that country, in this case Nigeria, ceases to receive aids of any kind from the US. But going by this report that was done on January 16, the US Congress has voted over $400 million to support Nigeria's military effort against insurgency and against Christian persecution. Then came the bombshell. Now, Nigerians were shocked to discover that the Nigerian government actually spent about $9 million lobbying the US to show that it is protecting Christians. Now remember that what actually brought about Nigeria being listed as a country of particular concern was the outcry of Christians in Nigeria who are being persecuted by radical Islamists. The outcry led to the US carrying out a military strike in the country, and President Donald Trump promising a second strike. Now, these developments have led many to believe that Nigeria may have quietly exited that particular list, or the list of countries of particular concern. Now, the lobbying was actually given, or the money was paid, because in the US, there are lobbying companies, lobbying firms, which are mandated by law to provide or to show the amount received from either a country or a company lobbying to get certain favors from the US. Now, that company actually said that the Nigerian government paid $9 million to have to show or to change the narrative of Christian persecution in Nigeria. And the company that was paid, that the money was actually paid to, was linked to President Donald Trump, or is linked to President Donald Trump. Now, after the lobbying or the amount spent on lobbying emerged, we began to see that the US is actually soft pedaling on its promise of striking terrorist bases in Nigeria. The narrative began to shift from Christians being persecuted to Christians being protected by the Nigerian government, which we know is a ruse. We also found out that the New York Times also said that what led to President Donald Trump's ordering a strike in in terrorist hideouts in Sokoto was due to a misinformation released by a screwdriver dealer in Onisha, which is also a lie, because we know that there were actual outcries from Christians across Nigeria that were being persecuted. We know that there are foreigners such as Mike Arnold and Congressman Riley Moore, who have been raising alarm about the sheer genocide happening in northern part of the country. Now, the report by New York Times that a screwdriver dealer in an Onitsha market released a screwdriver dealer's report was responsible for the strike is actually a lie, because we know that Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo, the Plateau State-based cleric who has been shouting and crying about Christian genocide in the country, actually led to the strike and other outcries by Nigerians both at home and in diaspora, who say they are being persecuted by Muslim extremists in the Middle Belt and in some parts of the country. Now, the question now is, has the US quietly removed Nigeria from the list of countries of a particular concern? It looks like.